Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to wherever you are and whoever you are across the world. And welcome back to the Monster Energy DreamHack Studios live from Stockholm, Sweden. Here we are once again for the DreamHack PUBG Showdown. This time, it's the last day of the North American closed qualifiers. We played our first best of 5 yesterday, and we do the continuation of that. Another 5 games tonight, which leads up to one big bad boy best of 10. Martin, we're opening the show together. Last night we saw Set to Destroy quite literally destroying the competition and setting North America on fire.
1,860-something points in 3 wins and 5 games only. That's insane. We saw you guys here in this morning qualifying with around 2,200. So if they get a win in the start here, they're off to that, basically. So
That's
they're going to be
pretty scary.
Yeah.
I mean, more than anything for them coming into this, it's quite a decent buffer. You know, it takes the pressure off.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what you saw with Liquid.
Yeah.
They had that amazing run as well. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 wins as well. They had that very good buff as well. Envious as well had it for the first day in the last week as well. So we've seen it consistently having that kind of buffer. But, I mean, why would you change something if it isn't broken? Why not just keep, you know, grinding that same kind of strats?
The old saying is, why try to fix something that's not broke?
Yeah.
Just keep going for it. Let's remind ourselves exactly how the standings are currently coming into this. We can bring them up right now and show you how it ended. Look at that. Talk about a chicken Nando's. That is a lot of chickens.
They can't get more than one more, because if they get the 5th, you have to push the placement points.
It will actually physically break the graphic.
We have to stick them on top of each other instead.
So they have a nice buffer, about 400 points, but as we saw today, a buffer isn't necessarily the safety net that it might turn out to be. Rusky, 400 behind in second place. Both those two teams currently, they're on the plane to DreamHack Austin, but there are plenty of teams behind, and 14 to be precise, that want to boot them off and take their place. Wildcard Gaming, just short of 100 points, flying around in third place. United following down. And then we see a little bit of a drop-off. Ghost Gaming Totality, 1,100 near enough each. Ghost Gaming's the one that we have to be aware of, Martin. Ghost Gaming, we've seen them turn around an absolute dumpster fire an event to end up going from bottom place to third place back at GLL. We know these boys are very good at bringing their A game on a Sunday.
100%, especially on Sundays. So I'm really excited to see if these guys can do it again. I mean, obviously they're an NA-based org. They might go if they don't qualify, but I'd like to see if they really show up here in Championship Sunday.
Any given Sunday, as Lauren does like to say. We heard it earlier on, and oh boy, some amazing teams did super well. Down at the bottom, though, not having the best of events, pretty much 16 through 10. That's where you get a bit of a drop-off underneath the 700 points mark. Cloud9, Trifecta, Pure, Transcend, Fable, Noble, and Hooligans. All those boys have got a hell of a lot of work to do, but up against them, it's the opposing teams that they need to fail. They need to be taking these teams out early. Potential to have a hot drop. If you want to play it statistically, if you want to be able to do that, knock out a very high-end opponent, get a win. There's a lot of things to do the hot drop. There's a lot of things that have to fall into place. You have to have high teams doing bad, or you need to be able to kill them and knock them out, and you have to pick up the kills and also get the win. There's so many things that fall into place, but it can be done. We've seen things happen before. Anything can happen again. Last week, we almost saw Envious with what would have been the potential biggest choke of PUBG history to date, if we have seen them fail, because they came last in one of the games, I believe it was, which gave Totality, I think, the chance to get a win and actually steal their spot from underneath them. But as we come into map number 6, this is where the teams are currently standing. We'll be going for the next few hours. It'll be midnight by the time we finish here over in North America. Not entirely sure what time it will be. We do have another graphic, though. We can bring that up and show you guys exactly from Europe who qualified today. 2 more teams jumped on the plane and grabbed themselves the ticket to DreamHack Austin. Week number 1 for the European side. We saw FaZe Clan, Team Liquid, and Team Kinguin. You can see there, Team Secret. They won the open side for the South American side. Previous week for North America, Tempo Storm, Team Dignitas, and Envious, the boys in blue. 2 teams will be joining the American rosters tonight, but earlier on today with an absolutely banging performance, Pittsburgh Knights and Vitality.
Yeah, they did super well. Pittsburgh Knights qualifying to Austin without a single win. In 10 games, they had 4 second places, 2 third places and also other consistent placements. Insane consistency from them. One of them was Kramer, basically just snake into second. And then we see in the last game, when he needed it the most, Drayden snaking into second as well for them.
I mean,
alone.
We say snaking. To be fair for them, it's clutching. It's doing the right thing at the right moment. I mean, it's not exactly easy to do that because if you heal, if you shoot, even if you move, if you literally move to the left or right, if you crouch up and down, every single one of these little maneuvers, using a med, using a bandage, using a stim, every single thing has a sound. And every single one of those gives away your position. I think it was the one with Drayden the first time around that we saw. Like, he couldn't move. He had to quite literally just keep holding his breath and begging for mercy because there was one player literally on the opposing side of the vehicle. But regardless, they did it. They clutched it up. They took the first place as well without a single win. So that's a damn good effort. Big things coming for the Pittsburgh Knights. It's looking good. It's looking solid. Excited to see them online once again, but this time in Austin.
Another story. They lost Survivor. He searched for new opportunity. They take in Texas. Texas is now the most qualifying player in PUBG Europe. He qualified with the old Crimson for Oakland. He qualified for GLL with Ronin. And now he's qualifying for Austin with Knights. All open qualifiers. This is the most qualifying for playing qualifiers. He's the most qualifying European PUBG player.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's pretty wild.
Texas.
I'm probably right in saying if a Vanga would have made it to IEM, Drainage probably would have been now the most land proven. I mean, he's got the most wins under his belt, hasn't he? He's got 2 back to back.
2 land tournaments,
But yeah, if they would have managed to go to Auckland the original time round, that would have been the most. But you're starting to get these players, and I think this is what is quite key to consistency. You're starting to see these players in these teams that are your constant up at the top of the boards. They're constantly qualifying, they're constantly playing, they're constantly making it to LAN events. We're seeing them. You're now starting to learn history, not only with players, but with teams as well. And that's what we want to see from PUBG. You want to see this consistent run of teams qualifying, the big bad boy names. You can get people that you can get behind. You know, teams that can really bring a personal appreciation from their own audiences that do get behind them and do back them. But for all you North Americans out there that are looking for some of your North American brothers to do well here, make sure you are backing them. You're dropping whatever kind of memes or emojis, I don't know, whatever it is, Twitch emojis, whatever. Crack on with it. Support your teams. Tweet the stream. Use the hashtag for DreamHack Austin. This is it. 5 more games, and when we're all said and done, 2 teams will be jumping on a plane. It'll be a short flight from, hopefully, well, unless you've got Europeans on there, of course. And they'll be going to DreamHack Austin to play for their share of $100,000, of course, brought to you all by Corsair and Monster Energy. Martin, first plane just going westerly of the military base, diagonally across towards the east side, just tilting a bit, touching the edge of Stalber, opens up quite a lot of the map. Yeah, this is going to be a good plane for most of these teams. We're going to have a little rough times for the teams wanting to go to Milton, Power area, even the Povka. But the Totality guys, they're going to be able to go Yasnaya. We're going to have all the usual spots. Wildcard is going to go Primorsk. Pure going military base. And it looks like Ghost, they're going to take those cars in the military base and then go either Novo or go all the way to Milton where they usually loot. United in Shelter. Prison as well. They're going to do that split. They do kind of a half Pittsburgh Knights strat here, but still a really good, decent strat. You're going to get all the cars around the Shelter area and also the Prisoner. You had a lot of cars there, so you're going to be able to keep them for later appreciation. We're going to have a pretty much centered zone here. It's going to be slightly towards the military, but we haven't seen any military zones so far. No, we haven't. We keep asking for them, but they don't keep it coming, which kind of begs the question, does the Circle now avoid military all in all with the new water updates? Because we don't really see it happening, and we used to see these dead cents in milli circles, but honestly, this is now, how many have we done? Maybe 20, 40 games or whatever. We've not seen a full milli ending just yet where it's been smack bang over the top of it. Set to destroy. Kind of just want to play the normal game, to be honest. Like you mentioned earlier in the pre-game, Martin, don't bother changing anything up. If it's not broke, don't try and fix it. Things are working their way, so just be very, very careful, obviously. Be careful driving this trash can of a bike. It will flip over and kill you both. Trifecta, Noble area for them. Noble, this time a slightly different place for them, but then again, They do like to take their corners, if it's, you know, whether that be Novo, whether that be Zaki. But this time the circle does favour up to the Stalber areas. That's exactly where they're going to be going. Make sure they're checking the north end of the coastline roads. 2 in Stalber, splitting up to share the loot. Happy days for them. They won't be touching Trifecta. They did have a crack at them last night, which unfortunately ended in turmoil. They lost Godspeed earlier on, and then all 3 of the entirety of the team got died. They went out in 16th or 15th place, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, things just didn't go their way. Master Nuke here, double AR on the back. Happy days for him. Already getting up pretty well geared, because you do tend to find that coming out of Stalber. Just a small appreciation for the observers as well, just keeping this camera over the ocean. We got a nice, peaceful map overlay. You just go, a couple of whale. Can you do some whale noises from Martin? Don't look at me like that. Come on. What's that? Sound like a friggin' owl in the distance.
I know you do sounds underwater. Like, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna take your water and throw it over myself, and then say whale sounds.
Team 13 down at the bottom, chilling here in Prim. They've got not too far to circle. What do you think of Primorsk as an area for looting, man?
I mean, Primorsk is a decent area to loot, but it's not. I don't think there's enough loot or enough high-grade loot for 4 players to go there. That's why I like to see one of the players from the Primorsk area to go further towards the ferry pier to take that area, and then maybe another player going, on the western side, the yellows on the northwest of Primorsk. Then you've also kind of secured those 2 areas, having 2 scouts in each direction, so you're not going to be bottlenecked completely coming out of Primorsk.
Which is kind of what we were seeing from Optic yesterday. They were having 2 to 3 players locking down Roshawk, and then you'd have one that would just be a nuisance and push towards the Watertown stroke Atlantis area, which A, give them more loot, but B, lock down another section of the map for them.
Yeah, also guarantee them more
they're doing
cars.
the same here.
Yeah, also guarantee more cars here. Deliro is going to be in the Atlantis area. Petra being in the eastern compound of Roshawk, where you have a hard spawn. You have pretty good buildings. You can take that. All of that loot should potentially get you level 2 on all slots and enough equipment as well.
That's it.
Although,
is that a golden Groza?
It is. If you ask Balak which weapons are the best, he loves the Groza, and he absolutely loves the Vector as well.
It does show up a bit on your back through the Bushwookie, doesn't it? I mean,
he's gonna hold it in his hands later. So
talk about pimping out the Bushwookie. He's just got this golden Groza.
And the sickle as well. Just casually chilling. Yeah, I'm out for. I'm a Bushwookie, but if I see other Bushwookies, I'm gonna cut them down with a sickle.
Changing between a pimped out Bushwookie and the Grim Reaper with the back, just this bush with a sickle coming at you. You're obviously gonna be rather scared. Kind of touching a little bit more on what you mentioned about Primorsk. The only good things that used to be pretty good about it that I liked was the you have like the big barn stroke hangers at the bottom. Because you did tend to find quite a lot of level 3s kind of kicking around there, if not at least a Kar 98 that you could pick up and chill with. So it used to be quite strong. I used to be a fan of it. Like you say, generally the loot can be a little bit scattered. Now we don't have the level 3 helmets absolutely guaranteed on a world spawn. Then it comes a little bit more questionable. But as we can see, one team always goes for it here. Na'Vi are big fans of it. They know what they're doing in the game. So it's still viable as a drop area.
Also in the warehouses we have, especially also we have in Novo here, in the warehouses it's kind of military grade loot, so you have higher chances of obviously taking the level 3 chest armors and backpacks, and even the SLRs and Kar 98s and SKSs have a higher chance of spawning in there. Kar 98s, all the good weapons, or the good kind of meta weapons now, because you have the DMR meta kind of.
It's ridiculous.
Kind of pushing, the limits of what you can do with an AR on range. 200 meters is kind of 300 meters, maybe the max what you want to do, unless you have a 6x on a Scar with a word grip, then you're really rocking that. Look at how many teams going extremely early. This is kind of a change here from yesterday. A lot of teams going very, very early here to these compounds. You have Fussy from Hooligans in there. Pure already set up with 3 players. Taylor J taking Donut Hole down to nothing. They have to keep going though. They're driving straight towards Shark though.
Go on, son. Go on, son.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Donut, look at that. Oh no, 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 no. He's so low. If he
hits a rock, that'll kill him.
No.
It was obvious. You could see it happening. Like we said it. If he hits a rock, he's dead. He just drove off of the frigging cliff. Of course you're gonna die.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Oh, Fussy's gonna be ready for here. Taylor J. You heard him. Oh, Taylor J taking down very low here. Fuzzy's going to push on it. Oh, he's going to take him down, though. Taylor J taking down Fuzzy. What an insane counter push here.
That's clutch. I mean, it was a good lean from Taylor J. We're looking already up the stairs, so we're definitely aware that someone was potentially in there. You can see the doors at the top. One came around the corner. He banked it. They took a couple of shots. I mean, why are people... Right, so this almost kind of goes back to a story that I was going to talk about earlier on. We're going to bring it up, but we can kind of focus on it now. I mean, first of all, shout out to the American teams, no longer making it a bit of a Omega low boring game early on. Yesterday it was very, very slow, wasn't it? It was super slow. So everyone was super passive.
The third circle had 61 alive.
This is what I mean. There was really nothing to talk about. But now we can kind of touch on this. These teams are poking, they're prodding. Donut Hole, I mean, that was obvious that was going to happen, man. Flying off at that range. Optic still have already lost one player. Getting tagged up again. All these... Oh, that's not good.
Oh, you have to reload.
No, Feels.
Oh, Microfire's going to get headshotted there, though.
I almost said Feels bad, man. I didn't realize he had the second gun in the back pocket. Thank God 17 switched to that one.
Ooh.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello
Triggs.
again.
Like that, Triggs.
Yeah. He's going to grab all the level 3s, but honestly, I'll need it. Did he get the best? I mean, he got 2 there. So is the 3 still in the crit, or did no 3 fall?
Sure about that. Yeah, they're putting a lot of pressure onto them, though. Godspeed here with the mini.
So we've been obviously talking about in 7.62 meta, but I think this is generally the bigger picture that we're forgetting is the range meta.
Oh, yeah.
So 6 times are in play now. You've got another long-range scope. DMRs have a damage percentage multiplier increase. Again, single tap fire. You've got the SLR, big bad boy gun. The overarching thing out of all this, what needs to be, which I think is the bigger picture of the story, it's the level 3 helmets. Now that people are just bopping around in level 2s, unless you go for a crit, I mean, how many crits maximum do we get per game? What is it? 6?
6 or 7,
8?
I think, yeah.
Between 6 and 8. That's only 6 to 8 potential of 2 full teams.
They cut him up.
I mean, credit where credit's due. If he's gone too far with that vehicle, that's going to slip surely. Yeah, he went too far, so he's just watching it. He's like,
bye. It's going to be, trying to, he's standing on it. Oh, no, he's going to go down.
Joe get crushed.
The bike there is kind of holding it back, though, isn't it?
We need some of that sad YouTuber music on, you know, with the little piano. Come on, Logic. Save the bike. Come on.
The 2-seaters are so damn strong, though. But look at that. It's just kind of like take.
And you're letting go.
It's like a second. It's like a second on the second, you know, from a watch. What's it called?
The what, sorry?
When it ticks on a second on the stopwatch, kind of the seconds like went down like tick every second, you know.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not gonna lie. Is this some sort of Danish thing that I don't understand?
It should be like it's a got that. Look at that one.
It's ticking away like the face
3.
of a hand on a clock. Okay,
yes, here you go.
go.
Oh, a bit more.
No.
Stop. Okay.
It's run out of battery.
Yeah, but thank you for elaborating that.
Oh, we're in for some fun. Obviously, it's been a long day, but you know what we said. We close this one out with a bit of banter. The American teams look like they're ready for action so far. I've already seen a couple of kills here, there, and everywhere. A few people falling victim. Some of them killing themselves with the vehicles. The vehicles have been, honestly, winning these events so far. The amount of people that have actually self-run over and self-damaged. However, a couple of clutch kills already coming out from long distance. Optic have lost one. Donut Hole's team have already lost a player. Totality now sees one at the tree. That's one of the set to destroy guys. You ain't running away from that, my friend. Purdy has eyes on the prize. Smoke goes down from his teammate, and you can literally just see the bike's like, nope. Ooh. Spins around. No, I'm dead. Leave me alone. Fair play to him. 12 points to Purdy and the rest of the boys. First kill in the bag there for Totality.
And they need this. Currently on 6th. They are in the contestant for 2nd here. I think it's safe to say pretty much that Set to Destroy, unless they completely sleep all the way.
They've lost another player.
And it looks like it. Unless they sleep all the way today here on all 5 games, then they should pretty much be through.
Imagine if they finish 16th here, though. They've already lost 2 players. Back-to-back, actually. One from Ghost, one from Totality.
Yeah.
If they were to lose 2 more, that would be a 16th placement. I don't believe they've got any kills in the bag, so what is it, 20-odd points, literally, for coming last? That would help a lot of the teams out, especially people like Rusky, Wildcard Gaming, United, and more importantly, Ghost Gaming, who've just claimed 12 points from them. Circle, it's a little bit to the west, but still hangs around the central area, keeps about 15, maybe 20% maximum water in. Fignaldo and Snickers, last 2 players here for the #1 team. He's down, he's gone, tries to get in the house. Shrim's here, not going to flush, comes straight through with a headshot, plants one in his face, tells his teammate absolutely bail. Snickers needs to do what the name suggests here. He's got a house that he can at least camp down in for now, but his health's all tanked up and they know exactly where he is. Fuzzy Potato, one of the victims here, falling down also. Everyone else going hard. Team 12, they come through. Who's that going to be? Fable. Donut hole for the second time, so he'll be bleeding fast. Vehicle's gone flying off the edge because players have just landed here. I didn't quite see exactly who fell down. McCoy's running the gauntlet. Boom's over on the opposing side. Turtle blows his vehicle up though. Boom, boom, boom. Boom goes boom, in fact. Another 12 points going the way of Ghost. This is a good start from the boys from Ghost Gaming. 2 kills already on the board.
The guys in black and white.
Regardless of what happens, you have to remember these guys are PGL champions. They're already land proven. It speaks volumes about a team.
They already won a 100K event.
And came third at a 50K event.
Yeah.
You know, we know they can play. We know there's great talent there. Obviously, still early days, I think it's fair to say. Compared to some of the other teams, you know, they did have a team change. It was quite a substantial team change as well that it went underway. Obviously, they went to an event with different players as well. So they've only had a couple of events together. It's only been, this sounds weird, but it's only really been a couple of months together.
Yeah, you're true.
And it's still true. North American players. Look, another kill for Profit. That's going to be Master Nuke this time once again. Noble, fallen victim. They've already lost 2, 53 players alive. This is a different experience to what we saw yesterday. Much faster gameplay from the North Americans here. They smell blood. They know that this is time to push. They know the only way to win this is to get kills. 12 points per kill is vital if you want to jump up those leaderboards. And more importantly, every time you eliminate a team, that gives you another placement as well. 3K here for Ghost Gaming. Eyes on the prize for these boys. They're the team that a lot of people are looking forward to seeing in action today. These boys could really do some work.
Yeah, good indeed here. Pachinki. Totality's going to play the edge here. Deliro, though, is going to be knocked by McLovin.
How many would that be down? That'll be 3 down now for Optic. They've already lost 2, so it's basically Deliro knocked Hetero.
It's very far away. Look at that. They're basically on Potato Hill, and they're about 700 meters away.
Yes.
Look at that shot. Basically hitting them 700 meters away here. Fantastic shots.
Controlling the bullet drop. I mean, they're hitting the tree there. That's a yikers when you get hit in the head. How many meters is that? That's a long distance.
800 meters, I'd say.
Good God, 600 meters and he hits him in the face. That's a blind. Now you can tell here that they've no idea where they've gone to. They don't know the disengagement in that fight. Smoke goes down, so they're still shooting through. Hetra does get him up though. Uses the utility of the smokes. Obviously had time banking at that distance. You would have been very lucky to hit 2 back to back at that range,
especially on moving targets. You know, because these guys don't stand still. This is kind of the safest thing to say about PUBG players in a pro and a competitive level. They usually don't stand still when in the open. If they do, they get punished. They immediately get punished. You know, you only have level 2 helmets. You're gonna get knocked. You're gonna have a SKS headshot that does 80-something damage to you, or an SLR even. It's gonna take 90% on your level 2 helmet off you.
I mean, when we started, when PUBG first came out and we started watching this, obviously with the third-person mode, every single PUBG player that was half decent, the head was on a swivel. It was literally just bobbing round like a nodding dog, left, right, and centre, looking at every single angle, every single corner, you name it. They were constantly, and that goes the same now. They never stop moving. They never stop jiggle peeking. You want to watch 6 Waves from Sunday because honestly, at this level, if you stood still, you are literally an open target, a united perpendicular to Ghost Gaming, running side by side. Trims it, spots one. And thankfully for Ghost Gaming, that'll at least distract them, so the bullets will be going the way of a united. McCoy tanks one up on his way by. Uh-oh, Logic. Yep, he's like, nope, it's time to run away from that bad boy.
There's 2 guys.
I mean, thank God he's got the defilade, otherwise he would have been dead to rights. But he's going to run directly into Optic, which could be a massive problem here. Where did they go, you know?
Look at that car, it's on the flip.
Oh, he flipped it. I thought he packed up.
Nope. Oh, well, Hayo is going to take down Profi. The zone has swapped a bit to the west. Balak is going to be finished off as well. So Profi and Balak is out of the game for Ghost. Unfortunately, it looks like a lot of these teams has already gone for the Pachinki play. We'll see the map very soon here. Ghost did make it though.
Oh, Pachinki. Pachinki circle, imagine. Urban combat. It's pretty fun because we don't often see them. They can get a little bit boring at times because obviously a lot of people have to sit literally inside a building until the circle forces the engagement, the final one at the end.
Yeah, but also with this kind of circle, it's not guaranteed
It's
that
not
it's going to
guaranteed. No, that's why we see quite rare.
And that's why. Oh, look at this.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sweet tinnitus. Yeah, it's good.
Big word.
Good for the ears. No, but that's why I think it's viable to do something like Noble here. Of course, only being 2 players, they're kind of trying to salvage, but only being 2 players, you want to kind of edge it until you 100% know that it's going to go Pachinki, because you're going to put all the eggs in your basket that is going to go Pachinki, and if you have to leave it, you're going to lose your players, or you're going to be, you know, losing.
Especially if they go back-to-back 16th. You know, they ended 16th last night. If they kick day 2 off in 16th, that's definitely a big.
Look at that. Snake is the last player from Shoot to Destroy Eggs. Is he? He must be the last player.
He is. His 3 teammates died earlier on, and he's been sat in that building for a while now. Pure looking for anybody who wants to try and run the gauntlet down here by the cube houses, taking 1 apiece, stopping anybody coming inside them. Fair play. I mean, me personally, I like 2 per house, just so you've got that backup if someone does come inside. But they're at least locking down the compound and get eyes in every single quadrant, so to speak. And they are on the edge of the circle. They are inside. Outside the circle, Donut Hole's taking a few bullets. 1, 2, 3, 4 teams, 5 teams. Nop. We've got C9, we've got Rusky. Who else we got in there? Let's take a look down. We got Black Label.
Fable?
Transcend. Fable. Yeah, I didn't even see Fable down in the corner there. And Totalis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 teams.
Slightly on the edge here, death row.
See, these guys are banking the circle shrink to come to them, because if it does, 6 teams have to run their way. They could literally just mop people up in the field. If they get a good circle, they're going to do what Na'Vi did earlier on. They're going to be gifted people just running down. Oh, it could be bad. It could be so bad, but for them, it could be so good. It all comes down to this next circle. Where is she going to go?
Oh, Donut Hole still outside the zone. It's going to go towards Pachinki. It's a good circle. We still have the majority of Pachinki in kind of centered. Nobody in the northern side, though, so they could push in. Ghost is still in. The Hooligans, they have to make a move now. Shoot to Destroy. He either have to run straight in towards the compound here. They have a small double compound. We have the red house. He could go towards that, or he could go all the way north. So let's see what he's going to do here. Still 16 teams alive, 49 players. So we've lost 15 players, though. Not what we usually see in the third circle. But Pachinki is definitely a city that can accommodate all these teams if they just played smart. Now Hooligans, they're going to stop here.
If you are wondering why we talk so much about these DMRs, just to give you some kind of insight, the SKS, it had a little bit of a nerf. The damage before it was 57. It did get dropped down to 53. The VSS, you don't really often see them, but it did get a little 1 boost. MK14, 61 damage a time. The SLR's 58 damage a time. That came in with a very high damage ratio. The Mini did get a jump again, only by 1, but the more important thing is the damage multiplier. When you're looking towards DMRs, they are the 2nd highest to face damage. The first being the sniper rifle, 250% to face. DMRs, they are 235% multiplier damage to the face, 105% to the body, and more importantly, the highest, the 2nd highest, melee's the highest because it's 120%, but DMRs will do 115% damage to the legs and arms. So if you hit them anywhere with a DMR, it hurts so badly. Godspeed, another victim goes for Noble. They now have the 1 player remaining. Donut Hole also to fall, trying to get up and outside of the hillside. Unfortunately, got a little bit stuck. Edak, last man standing here for Noble. This would be awful. He's got players all over the place. The bike flips him. Noble, they are gone. Edak is dead. They ended yesterday in 16th position. Unfortunately, they start off their run today also in 16th. That is not good from the boys from Noble.
Now, Spaggy's going to take fire here. They're going to run the right way in the northern side here, but they're going to go straight into Hooligans. Sorry, they're going to go straight into set to destroy here. Snake has made his way in here, and he's just going to try to snake it, basically.
It's going to live up to the name.
Yeah.
at the moment, it's kind of eyes on the prize for them. They're the top dogs. They're the ones to target on the back. And for us, it's a matter of keep watching. As soon as you see his name drop it. Oh, hello. Okay. Delirio is a little bit unlucky. And everyone keeps coming to this pipe, and we know it's a very strong placement because you can just get in there. But look at this. They've all pulled up at the wrong time. There's so many players. They're in a complete crossfire. They're all getting down. They're all dead. Pure bye-bye. See you later. Welcome to the party. There's the door. Gone. Dead. That is such a brutal place to pull up in a crossfire scenario like that.
And also, it's not viable when you have people on your southern side. If this was where they were sure if their back was free, it's fine, but the whole backside of this is basically open to anyone. And you had United there just putting down the hammer. Hetra as well. You have a lot of snakes live here. Wildcard is on the top here. They're kind of eyeing the prize down in the northern side towards them in the barn. The guys from Death Row, they're there. Cloud9 have a split going.
Anyone died inside Pachinki at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ooh, look at that.
8.
Wow.
Okay, so interesting positions here. Look at C9. They can kind of, so Moody and his teammate next to him, not entirely sure who it is. They can watch the entire eastern side of the circle, disallow the people coming from the farmhouses through the Pachinki fields, mop them up on the way in. Frolicker, and is it Kaisuku?
Kaisuku, yeah.
They can literally gatekeep Pachinki here. Depending on which house they're in, if they're in the Hagrid, they're not going to have much.
Trifecta. Trifecta's pushing Totality right now as it happens.
All 4 players remaining on both sides of the board here.
That's one down. Another down.
Uh-oh.
Gonna get finished both of them, so it's Tero and Purdy out. In the other house, Smithy and Lost is still alive, but Trifecta wanted this house and they just took it out of the hands of Totality.
Amazing push to all go in like that as a combined unit. Knock one, get the initial pick, and then just flood it. Fantastic work there. Perfect play from Trifecta. They claimed the house. They also claimed 24 points in doing so. But to kind of go back to what Frolicker and Kaisuku are doing, they can gatekeep Pachinki because people now have to kind of close up together, so to speak. Especially from the back lines of Pachinki up on that garage area.
That's so smart. Look at Elijah. He's pushing for the middle shack there. That's so smart of him. Fantastic play here. This is the play. This is the play that's going to secure them at least top 5, unless Wildcard, they push him.
Young Bear up in the corner, using that Groza, potentially stealing it from BYOC earlier on because he did go down. Young Bear will find 2 though, both Spike and Shrimsy with 1 grenade. Nice 2-for-1 coming through. Happy days for him. That's a long one out the window as well.
That's insane, Nate. And now look at this 2-2 split. Amazing split here by United. They're going to take that position that they before just killed everyone from and still have 2 guys on the hill protecting them from others pushing them. Hetra still snaking. He's inside. Turtle has been knocked though. Still have McCoy further east.
He's damaged though, Martin. He's just healed back up and he's going to run the gauntlet. He's going to hit the blue as well. Turtle should be an easy kill there if they just go for the vehicle. Oh. Jimmer comes through. 12 points United. Rusky getting tanked to as well, trying to hide behind the little sugar shack.
Yeah.
Or other kind of shack, depending what you like to call it. There is another word which I'm not going to use on stream. Martin will probably use it. He don't mind saying words like that. Hetra.
What, the Love Shack?
Love Shack, baby.
I don't mind saying Love Shack. Love is a strong word, but I don't mind saying. I just said I loved my mom today. You know, Mother's Day. Appreciate your moms, yeah.
Is it Mother's Day?
It is today, yeah.
It's not in England, is it? It's a different day.
I'm pretty sure it's Mother's Day today in England as well, mate.
If it is, I've made a really great mistake, and I owe a big apology.
Yep.
17. Knock and a flush comes through. Finds Jimmer. Puts one in his face. Young Bear still doing work with this Groza. So that's, he actually wiped out all of Hooligans. I know he got a grenade on 2 of them, and there were only 1 of them alive on the back line there. 33 players remaining.
Oh, look at this run here. He has, he has an SKS and a Groza.
He's got the golden one. This is
BYOC's Groza. Yeah. Snakers, he has actually made it in as well. He has to snake even further, though. And look at all these teams now. Trifecta, Totality, Black Label. These teams. Oh, he's going to nade here. He could potentially nade out Smithy. No, not going to hit anything. It looks like Trifecta have made a change as well. Soko is not with us today. Juicy though, has joined up. And look at now here. Wildcat, they take the smart push, but they might have done it too early. Really open this up for the guys from Death Row here. on the top of them. Maybe Wildcard are aware of this, but they moved from the top hill there, and that really made it available for the other guys, so they capitalized on that. And now look at this push.
That wall run.
Oh my god. That's one. That's two.
He's done some work. Can his teammate finish him off? Those two already down. Smithy needs to try and claw some points back here. If he gets the kills on them, 12 points apiece. Snakers can hear this, and it's time for him to move. He'll say, okay, you boys can fight out. Happy days. Logic and Original, they're in the opposing building as well. Frolicker now finds on some Rusky. Can he get the finish? Trinity again with that sniper rifle. K9 comes through. Rusky falls to the zone. Smithy's
going to knock Filthy.
So he's going to claw at least 12 points back for his fallen comrades. But it's still a 3 versus 1.
He's not pushing. He's not nading. He's not doing anything. The zone is pushing. He has to make a decision here. Because Black Label is still kind of gatekeeping these guys, but Juicy's now running the gauntlet as well. They have 3 kills to their name. His health is free for the taken. It's not inside the zone though. They have to continue here. Moody's gonna finish off Ohio. Down to 13 teams, 28 alive. Hetra still snaking this. McCoy has also snaked all his way there.
It's individual players that are just holding on for dear life, but holding a placement against them. It comes to that end circle where there's like 4 or 5 snakes alive. It's easy for these teams to pick them up. Can confirm it's not Mother's Day in the UK. I did have a panic attack there, I won't lie. I just Googled it and made sure. Back to the game though. 28 players alive, and it's starting to get into crunch time. All 4 players currently alive still. Saying that, one of them has been knocked as well. That's Frolicker, long distance. With the mini, Snakers comes in. Time for him to strike, he's dead. Gets a knock, doesn't get the finish, goes out in 12. Hetra's died as well. These individual players are starting to be found. Victims are becoming prevalent here. We lose 2 teams back to back. The placement goes from 13 to 11. Third line and Devour, they did get knocked earlier on. The play zone eats them alive, finishes them off. Sharp shot finds onto Tricky. Totality, they're gone as well. Final player, Smithy. Trifecta completely burns that team in 2. Knocks all 4 players. 48 points go their way straight off the back of Trifecta and a placement as well.
And look at this zone here. Forcing all these teams in Pochinki to just run towards Cloud9 and then also United. Plus, Wildcard, they have a fantastic Ridge. They don't need to push, but they can later. They can totally destroy United if they want to, but this Ridge is just insane. They can go up, they can take a peek, they can put pressure onto everyone running out of Pochinki, but initially here, Cloud9 in a very strong position. The last houses off Pochinki, and everyone else just have to make a run for it. Black Label taking shots, taking down Death Row. So that is Death Row out.
Yeah, that's them.
Here, Trifecta as well.
To rights. Oh, this will be cheeky. Go on, cook that. Cook it. Did you just miss that? Did it bank the wall?
It got in, but it was in the small.
You're going to be panicking now, though, aren't you, when you've heard that going off?
Especially if you've been close enough to it to get the ears ringing. And you can't hear anything. This is a smart play here. They're going to push all the way around, potentially go on to the... Oh, yeah.
You alright, mate?
Potentially. Slight jacket right there.
5 kills for Transcend in the bag. They've got some level 3s as well to work with. Thankfully for Lau... Oh, I'm about to say thankfully he's got smokes, but that's not going to save you. Bullet comes flying through, finds its target, knocks him out. You can't save him now. Oh, actually, Circle stopped. So he might be able to just save him. It's slowed down because they're on the slower side now. He's gone. I stand corrected. He's dead. See you later. Your mate's got to run, and he's got a lot of work to do. Trinity now. Silenced M4. Goes in, trying to find a face. His teammate has just fallen victim. He has these level 3s to work with. Only got the helmet, no chest. Level 2 on that bad boy, but still. Helmet stronger part. Goes for a little bit of a wibble. Wibble wobble, unfortunately doesn't land its shot. Youngbae Groza. Can he find the rest of C9? He's going out in the open. There's a player directly behind him. See you later, my friend. He's dead as well. Leaves him victim. Time for Kaisuko to run in the left of Cloud9. They take out one team. That's going to be Transcend. C9 picking up kills. This is what we wanted to see from the C9 boys.
Pride.
McCoy's not shooting him purposely.
He's blind as well.
So are we.
Oh, he just killed one. Gonna finish these off. That's 5th though. That's very good for them. That's very good for Ghost. But Juicy from Trifecta still alive, still Wildcard in this amazing position here. United is kind of in a pinch between everyone. Wildcard still enough smokes to just put that wall up. And now smokes. Look at this utility being used here. It's so important. And now Kaisuku.
Thing is, though, if you're a player, you know absolutely.
Oh, look at that. They have 4 guys alive still.
didn't realise.
9. Still, there's 2-2 split going in the smokes.
He takes one grenade or just go for the vehicles. Come on, you've got the DP, Sunshine. Absolutely nail it. Blow him up. Go, go, go. Oh, that's rough. That's brutal. 2 players have united. They knock the main players for C9 there up close. There's really up close so far.
That nade.
I was going to say they could clump them together, but if they had a nade, it works.
Oh, that nade.
I was going to say, just clump them in, throw a grenade in, and away you go.
Yeah.
He did it. They were so clumped together, that was just easy work. That was the only thing, having the pipe up against them in the 2 vehicles, it boxes them back.
Kickstart. Sharpshot is down onto 5% HP. He only has bandages now. And look at this 17.
C9 of resin.
Yeah, he's resing it, but Juicy's just gonna go very slowly. He's on this slow side, so he can just snake all the way in here. Wildcard, they might be able to pick up another guy. Moody's gonna be taken down by the zone though. Kaisuku and 17 alive though. 14 kills on Cloud9.
This is good. This is what we want to see. They had a bit of a rough evening last night. They need a chicken dinner, looking for the players. One battling round the corner. Bullets come through. He is pushed back. 3 players of Wildcard. Have to be careful. I'm hearing a grenade coming through.
Oh, it's a flash. Another one. A pop flash. Oh, it popped. Oh, Kickstart is going to finish off Kaisuku with 5% HP. 17 is still flashbanged.
Look at his teammates. They're all running forward. They know he's here still. They're all pushing in hard. 3 players should easily take down 17. He's all kinds of damage. He's dead and gone. We're down to 2 teams. 3 versus 1. And the last remaining player from Trifecta, he's done good. And the boy has done good. 2nd place here, guaranteed for his team. 300 points in the bag. And they had 5 kills as well, Martin. This is a pretty good start here for Trifecta. And of course, Wildcard Gaming. You would expect this game to go their way, taking down 3 members. It's not impossible, but still, just look at them. It's duck hunt. They're just looking for this snakety snake in the grass. I can't believe how clumped together all these bodies are in that corner. That pipe is just... It seals your fate when you're sitting behind it, man. All the vehicles down at the bottom. I mean, 3 teams have fallen victim to it.
Oh, they're lining up.
Yeah, they know where he is now. Can he get a spray down? No, he cannot.
Unfortunate.
Denied the final 12 points, but secures his team 2nd place and 300 points in the bag. But it is Wildcard Gaming who tick the first chicken dinner here of the evening. Round number 6 is all said and done. C9 doing some serious work. 14 kills in the bag and a 3rd place placement for them. That's what the boys from C9 needed. That gives you the confidence and the belief in your team that they can do this. They do perform at that level. Down below them, again, in the clumping caller, I'm going to call it, we do have E-United, unfortunately, who fell victim. Ghost Gaming, McCoy again snaking in. I believe it was McCoy who got them up to that 5th place. Quite a few of them dying early on. And well, game number 6, Martin, that is all she wrote. And a much more action-packed game compared to the 5 games we saw yesterday.
Oh, for sure. We saw so much more kills and early game pressure onto the most important positions in the priority buildings. And then we see here Set to Destroy going out early, and then the 3rd place here taking a fantastic win for them. Cloud9 having 14 kills as well. That would have been a fantastic win for them, really propelling them up to that contestant spot where you want to be in the middle here. Not finishing the bottom for Set to Destroy, but certainly not finishing where they want to. I think they got 13th. I'm sure 13th seems to ring a bell in my ears. And I don't believe they had any kills. If not, it was very, very minimum, you know, at the least that we saw. They got caught out in rotations very hard, unfortunately for them. But still, they have this kind of lead. So a back game, maybe 2 for them, is okay. If you just have, you know, the decent next one, maybe a top 3, top 2 maybe even. And then, you know, the top 8 on the other side. That should be enough. But, again, Wildcard, for a win, 7 kills. That's going to put them in maybe 1st even, surely 2nd, but maybe 1st, depending on how many points they're going to have before and after. Big positive side for Set to Destroy is that if we look towards the Knights, for instance, today, they were up in either, I think it was 2nd place. 16th place finish, boom. You just go flying down the leaderboards. They went down to 7 from 2nd, but still they won today. So, you know, it's a sure sign to everybody
that it's not over until it's over. You keep playing your heart and soul, and in PUBG, any given Sunday, anything can happen. But that's all we have time for game number 6. We're all said and done. We're going to take a very short break, get the scores calculated in the back, and when we return, we'll crack on with game number 7. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll see you in a sec.